You might notice a milky sky in the Northeast today, and it's not cloudy, it's hazy. The smoke from the wildfires burning in Canada drifting south into parts of the Midwest and the interior Northeast, from the mitten of Michigan through Wisconsin all the way to New York, Pennsylvania, into New England. You can see the dark gray on your screen, the thickest smoke around cities like Buffalo, Pittsburgh, even New York and Boston. And unfortunately, some of those smoke particles are actually reaching the ground, so it could be irritating to folks with asthma, COPD, even just bad allergies. If you're prone to any symptoms, make sure you're spending more time indoors than outdoors today, especially in areas like, let's say, the eastern shores of Lake Ontario, up in the Adirondacks, where the air quality is just plain unhealthy, even very unhealthy, just on the U.S.-Canadian border as we get up toward Lake Ontario. Again, please keep that in mind as you move through the day. Now, in terms of the good news about the Northeast, I promise there's some, but it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? We have some thunderstorms on the way. We have an upper low, a storm brewing, you can see here in northern New England. That's what's kept the area so cloudy and cool and a bit showery over the past few days. It's on its way out, but that combined with a cold front will bring some more storms back into the picture and a few stray showers as well further south toward places like New York and again southern New England as we move through this Tuesday. You can see the forecast here as we stretch through, let's say, Boston, Baltimore, Philly, New York. Temperatures differ from the 60s to the 80s, but the one thing they all have in common is a thunderstorm as we move into the afternoon and evening. So have the AccuWeather app on hand. You want to know when a rumble of thunder is in your area. You can play around with that interactive radar. Maybe it's just the meteorologist and me speaking, but I think it's pretty fun. It's also very useful if you have any plans outside the house. We also have to talk about, though, I told you it was a real double-edged sword here, the fire risk that comes from these thunderstorms. Now, the good news is the winds and the storms might help mitigate some of that smoke in the air, but it could cause more. We could have some dry thunderstorms because there isn't too much moisture attached to this front. What that does, well, it means the moisture in the atmosphere doesn't really reach the ground. There's too much dry air soaking it all in, and that means you get thunder, lightning, but not much rain. And the lightning strikes could lead to fires without the ability to put them out with the rainfall. So we do have a critical fire danger in areas like Philadelphia, Allentown, out through central Jersey today, and then looking at an elevated fire danger from Saginaw, Michigan, out toward Buffalo, State College, and even Cleveland. On Wednesday, we keep the elevated fire risk around for the same area. We lose the critical risk, which is the good news, but let's use common sense, folks, on days like today and tomorrow. No burning in this area. It's just a bad idea. And of course, never do anything like throw a lit cigarette out the window of your car. All it takes is just one spark to get a wildfire to go.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out these other videos here and be sure to subscribe for new content and the latest weather news from AccuWeather.